All right, what's going on YouTube? SoCal Actual. Happy Friday. It seems like I'm always uploading on Friday. I don't purposely mean to do that. It's just seems to be the day I have the most time to actually record stuff. So we're going to get right to it. Today, we're talking about another one of my handgun collection. We're going to talk about the Sig P226, the MK25. So let me go ahead and bring this up to the, actually first, safety first. Let's go ahead and clear this. Magazine's empty. Right there. Clear. All right. That's clear. So let's talk about this a little bit here. Now, a little background on this guy. It's a Sig P226. It's a hammer fired double action, single action, 9mm pistol. That's the meat and potatoes of it. I have mine equipped here with a Surefire. This may be the same Surefire that floats around my M9, but it also may be another Surefire. I might just have 15 of these things. It's up to you to decide about that. Now I'm lying. No, I have 3 of these. So sometimes they kind of like float around my handguns depending on what I feel like doing. So to start off with the Sig, I mean, a little background. I think that's how I usually start. So when I moved out to Cali, this was a couple of years ago. I was looking into stuff, seeing what we can get on the roster, and I did notice that, man, like the P226s were on the roster. So you got the nitron versions that have like the grip here and the normal rail. That's like the Sig proprietary rail. And then I saw there was an MK25 version. So I had this thing coveted for like just years, man. But these things are kind of expensive, man. These things are like $1,200 plus guns. So I just never really could afford it. And they also just weren't in stock. So for the last couple of years, like I haven't been able to find one until recently. Like actually, let me rephrase that. Maybe like 3 years ago they were hard to find, but now they seem to be in stock at most retailers. I think you can just walk into your Turners or your Rifle Gear or wherever you go to get your firearms and just order one. They seem to be readily available. But when I wanted one, they weren't around. So I think what sold it for me, because honestly, like when I first came out here, I was a Glock guy. Always loved Berettas, always loved the Italian stuff. Wasn't too much, paying attention to what Sig was doing out there. And then I saw Terminal List, man. And that's the movie with the dude who plays Star-Lord. I can't think of his name right now. But the guy also played in Parks and Rec. I don't know why I can't think of his name. Dude from Jurassic Park, but whatever. And I'm not gonna edit this to add it. So he used an MK25, and that thing just was like, oh my god, I need it, man. I freaking need that. Actually, it might have been a normal P226, but either way, it's beautiful, man. It is. Here we go again. SoCal Actual is telling you how much he just likes the way things look. I'm sorry, I'm boring. Like, I'm sorry, I just like good craftsmanship and good aesthetics on a firearm. And here it is. This is kind of one of the peak pistols as far as like the Wonder 9 goes, like the full metal, 9mm hammer fired pistols. These things are just amazing. So here you go. You got the again with the basics. We got a double action on the first trigger pull. All right, so that's not bad. Definitely not bad. And then you got single action once the hammer's cocked. So yeah, that's fine. I'm not a huge judge of that. Like, some people don't like the double action, single action thing. To me, I shoot these often. It is what it is, man. I understand, like, if you have a hammer fire, double action, single action, you're gonna have to deal with 2 trigger pulls. It's a part of the learning, operation for it. I don't it doesn't really bother me. And the single action on this is very nice. Like, it's very smooth. Other pros, man, the grip feels amazing. Like, I didn't have to do what I did with my M9A1, swap out the grips. I can get to everything perfect on here. Like, everything is good. Thing feels good. There we go. So that's that. This is the California compliant version. It's the one that's on the roster. So if you see here, we get to have a really sweet, so I'm going to point to the text right here, and I'm going to put it up, see if you can find that. And if you can read that, come on, camera, do your job. There we go. Some text at the top of that. This says loaded when up. So this is a red chamber, so loaded chamber indicator. These have to come on the California models. I know there's people out there who have, you know, probably purchased these and then swapped them with a normal 226 slide to get rid of that. But it doesn't bother me. You can't see it when you're looking through the sites. Like you can't see it. It is ugly. Like I'm not gonna lie. It's freaking ugly, but it's not ugly to the point where, you know, no, I didn't want to get the firearm. Like that's, you know, whatever. They also come with a what do you call it? A magazine disconnect, I believe, where you can't like fire without the magazine disconnected. Yeah, I'm not gonna make any more comments on that, but when you get yours, it'll have a magazine disconnect on there. So, you know, as far as like in my collection of firearms, I kind of consider this to be more of a safe queen. Like I've shot it a bunch of times, but I'm not gonna be like running and doing drills and anything with this thing, or, you know, entering competition or anything. It just looks amazing, and it feels good. And I so much prefer the metal guns over like the Glocks. Like I love Glocks and stuff like that, and Strikers are okay, but to me, this is like, when I think of a Sig, this is what I think of. Like this guy right here. Like this is a freaking gun, dude. Like you feel it. Like you just feel that. You just feel that, like that sense of, oh man, I got something real right here. Like Go. Little ASMR for you guys. Here you go. That's what you want. What you boys want? Yeah, that's what you want. Beautiful. It feels great. Oh my god, I hit my mic again. So yeah, paid a lot of money for this thing. An embarrassing amount of money. I did buy it brand new from my FFL, but you know, I mean, it wasn't too crazy. In California, prices is crazy. I think if you're outside of the state, you could probably get a normal 226 for, you know, maybe like 700. I think even like the police trading ones have been down to like 500, but those are probably 40s. This is a 9. I have one gun in 40. I would never buy another gun in 40 unless it was a USP. But I haven't really seen a 40 out there yet for sale in California on the private market, so I haven't been really looking for them. But that's on my wish list of USP, because I missed out on those. They dropped from the roster before I was able to snag one up. Oh, the one thing I did want to show you guys too. So this, to me, this is the most important thing about this, which is why, like, because they also had some nitrons, some normal Sig nitrons that were for sale out there, but I had to get the MK25, because here, this rail right here, the bottom rail, or the accessory rail, this is actually a mill standard Picatinny rail. The one on the normal Sig is a proprietary rail. So from my research, you can get like X300s and stuff like that to work with the normal 226. But I think you may have to get the A model that has like the slide lock. Because I think if you get the B, like I always use, because of how it's cut, it still doesn't like fit completely well. But when you have the MK25 version, since it's standard, it goes on perfectly fine. I know you're supposed to hand tighten that and do one little like quarter turn with a screwdriver or a penny or something like that, but it's just on here for the look at the current moment. So I'm gonna get a slightly elitist here. Actually, no. Before we do that, let's bring in my old flame here. Let's bring the 92 FS in, and let's clear it first. Let's clear. Always be safe, so you guys can get a good comparison of those two. And you know, these guys competed in the trials when the Army was looking for a new service handgun after they were trying to kind of phase out the 1911. And we all know like Beretta won, but if I'm recalling correctly from the research I've done, Sig was in lock and step with the Beretta I think Beretta just had a better price for like the entire like package for the Army. So I think they went with Beretta, since they had a better price. We'll talk about that in a later video too. But yeah, I mean, like weight wise, this has a rail. I mean, this has the light on, so it's slightly heavier, but they feel good. Like they're both like amazing. If you're looking for something that's on roster and you want a dual action, single action, but you want a metal gun and not a striker, I can't recommend these enough, man. Just either get this guy here. If you need a rail, get the M9A1. If you don't need a rail, but you like LARPing as John McClane from Die Hard, get the 92FS, get the M9, the commercial M9, you know. Or if you want to, you know, LARP as a Navy SEAL or something like that, 226. There's a lot of other 226 variants out there too. A couple of different weighted triggers, different finishes, different slides. I think are a little bit lighter. So, and they're still on the roster. Sig hasn't said they're gonna pull them yet, so I still think they're a great buy if you got the coin. That is, because they are not. You're not spending Glock money on the Sig. At least a metal Sig. So, you know, I mean, if you can afford it, you know, you work hard for your money, go get yours. Ask your girl to get you one, or your boyfriend, whoever you got. Ask them to get you one. They'll do it for you. They love you. If they love you, they'll do it. If they don't, then maybe they don't love you enough. Maybe you should find someone that loves you enough to get you a 226, because that's real love. Now, I said earlier I was going to get a little bit elitist, because, you know, I'm going to put this to the side here. Because, you know, so I don't know. You know, the SIGs dropped. We got the CA20s that I forgot which company was doing them. So we got the P320s now in California. The M18s are in here. But you know, and they're cool, I guess. I just like when I think of a SIG, this is it, man. And I know people are super happy to get the P320s, and I don't want to yuck anybody's yums, but that gun's boring, man. Like it's just boring. It just does not move me. It doesn't move me. They look okay. Like you can accessorize them, they're cool. I don't care about any of that drop safety stuff or anything like that. Like I don't inherently think they're dangerous or anything, but they're just not very motivating to me. Like something motivating right now for me as far as strikers is that Springfield Echelon. That thing looks sick, man. But the P320s, it's just something about it that doesn't motivate me. And you know, before you run into the comments and say, you know, oh, they're good, you're a hater. Oh, okay. If I'm a hater, why do I have this? Why is this here? What's that? Oh, it's an M17. Let's clear it. Empty? Yeah. So I'm allowed to talk all the trash I want about the P320 because I have one. And this isn't the M18. This is the M17. So this is an off roster. This was an off roster model. I'll do another video about how I got this, but yeah. Shot it a bunch of times. I mean, like it. So you know what? Let me do a little slight like pros and cons here for me for this. It points very well. It feels good in the hand. Like the reloads are probably the easiest gun I have. Like for reloading, like I can just maneuver everything with this. Like the trigger is it's okay, you know, it feels good when you're shooting. I shoot really well with this. That's the craziest thing about it. I'm saying, oh, listen, I probably shoot this better than a lot of my other handguns. But damn, if this thing isn't just boring. It's just boring. I don't know, man. It doesn't look that good to me. Like it just has a weird look. I think it's mostly the frame, the polymer frame. And I know you can swap it, okay? But I got this for a reason. I got it because the army chose it, so I wanted it in its configurations nearest to, like, you know, what the army has. So I'm not gonna swap anything out. I'm not gonna swap the parts out. But they're just like boring. It just doesn't inspire me. Like it just does not inspire me. And I was thinking about, well, hey, you know, SoCal, you're not like an optics guy on the pistol. You don't really care about optics. Maybe because this is optics ready, you should try an optic on this and see how you like it. And I thought about that, and still doesn't. I don't know. I'm not gonna entirely rule it out, but come on, like this versus this. What are you choosing? Like, be realistically, guys. You're about to go do some cool guy shit, and before you do that, what are you choosing? You're choosing this? I could see it. you know, mag capacity, all that stuff, optics, mount, still has a rail for a light that's standard, striker fired, even has a safety too, so that's cool. So I can get it. Like I don't want anyone to think I'm hating on this thing. It's all personal preferences here. If you have a P320 or an M17, M18 in California, I'm happy for you because it just got added to the roster. I'm really happy you guys and gals are getting them. But it's for me, get out of here. This is what I want. This is what I'm choosing. 10 out of 10 times. 10 out of 10 times. 10 out of 10 times. Because, I mean, look, it's just, come on. Let me give you some close-ups. There you go. You got it. You deserve it. Yeah. So, just wanted to highlight this today. I think next video, we'll do a rifle. Just going to go pistol to rifle, pistol to rifle. Mix it up a little bit. I'm going to do one of my clones next video. I'm not sure which one, though, but it's going to be exciting. I've been seeing a lot of clone videos, and it makes me want to kind of, like, get mine out. Some other news here. What else I got? Oh, so my EOTech came back. EOTech fixed it within like a few weeks. That's pretty cool. It's working. The interesting thing is they did not send me a note or anything on what they actually fixed. So I have no idea what was wrong with the unit. And this was my EXPS S2 or 3. I don't know which one it is. I forgot, but it's tan, but it wasn't working. And then it just worked. And I remember I was on, some guy posted something in like the CA Guns Reddit and was talking. I think he had like a, what are those things, like an O light on his gun and like some Amazon optic or something like that. And I had commented like, oh, you know, I can't really talk about optics and lights because like I just had to RMA a freaking an EOTech and a Surefire. One of my Surefires broke after I got it too. And some dude on Reddit was like, oh my god, show me the proof. You didn't do that. You didn't have to RMA a Surefire and a freaking EOTech. I'm like, dude, are you kidding me? Do you think because the EOTech is EOTech, they don't make mistakes? Like their quality control is perfect. As soon as I Googled what was going on in my EOTech, a bunch of results popped up. Tons of people had these issues. Now the RMA process is good. I told them what was wrong. I sent it to them. They didn't charge me. Got it back. Didn't pay a dime. Now it's fixed. But you know, come on guys, don't be brand horse. That's the last thing you want to do. Don't do that. Don't be so loyal to a brand that you can't think they won't make any mistakes. You want brands that have low mistakes, limited errors, but that kind of turned me off from EOTechs a little bit, even though, you know, I'm still gonna buy another EOTech because I want to get a EOTech for something else I got. So yeah, that's just a bit of the news. What else do I got? Actually, that's it. What's going on with you guys? Oh, big, huge. Totally forgot to even mention this. 100 subscribers. So when I started the channel, I just wanted to get, you know, better at doing video editing and videoing stuff and kind of just blogging, talking to people about firearms. 100 subscribers, a couple thousand views on some of the videos. This is like, I could not have imagined it. I honestly thought, you know, I'd be, you know, talking to the same 5 people for the next couple of years or whatever. But I do appreciate each and every, you know, person who's subscribed, who watches the videos, who enjoys the content. If you have any suggestions for other content you may like to see, please let me know. I don't really know how far I'm gonna take the channel. Like I don't know if I'm gonna, you know, turn into like administrative results or you know, grand thumb or something. I have no idea. I'm just having fun right now talking about firearms with you guys and kind of, you know, explaining things from a California lens. I'm always thinking about the California gun owners first because we're severely, you know, against it out here. So I care about you guys in the California, you know, firearms community way more than anything. So first and foremost, this channel is for California people. You know, I don't want to be the redheaded stepchild of the gun community as far as, you know, things go, but you know, we're up against it here, but we're fighting a really good fight. So you guys continue to fight. Don't let these crazy laws, you know, get you into a corner and make you not want to go out there and get stuff. Still get your firearms, still practice your you know, your training, get your knowledge in, exercise your 2A rights, and have fun. Okay, so I guess I'll see you guys next time. Yeah, not sure when I'll upload it. Hopefully, you know, pretty soon if I'm feeling up to it. If not, maybe around next Friday or so, or next week sometime. But this has been SoCal Actual. That's really corny. We're not gonna leave on that one. I'm just gonna say bye. All right, thanks guys. Have a good one. Enjoy your weekend.